Hello everyone, welcome back to Funful English. In this video, we will learn 110 names of occupations. Let's get started. Accountant. An accountant is a person who keeps and examines business accounts. Acrobat. An acrobat is a person who does daring gymnastic stunts. Admiral. An admiral is the commander of a fleet. Apprentice. An apprentice is a person who learns a trade while working. Archaeologist. An archaeologist is a person who studies historical remains. Architect. And is a person who draws and designs plans for buildings. Artist. An artist is a person who draws or paints. Astrologer. An astrologer is a person who foretells things by reading the stars. Astronomer. Astronomer is a person who studies the stars. Athlete. Athlete is a person who trains to compete in sports. Author. An author is a person who writes books. Aviator. Aviator is a person who flies an aircraft as the pilot of the crew. Barista. A barista is a person who serves coffee in a coffee shop or cafe. Babysitter. A babysitter is a person who looks after a child or children when the parents are out. Baker. A baker is a person who makes and sells bread. Barber. A barber is a person who shaves and cuts hair of customers. Blacksmith. A blacksmith is a person who makes things out of iron. Butcher. A butcher is a person who slaughters the animals, cuts them up and sells their meat. Caddy. A caddy is a person who carries golf clubs, and alike for a golf player. Carpenter. A carpenter is a person who does woodwork. Cashier. A cashier is a person who receives and pays out money in a bank. Chauffeur. A chauffeur is a person who is employed to drive a car. Chef. A chief cook in a hotel or restaurant. Chemist. A chemist is a person who prepares and sells medical goods. Clown. A clown is a person who entertains, especially in a circus, with funny tricks. Cobbler. A cobbler is a person who mends shoes. Composer. A composer is a person who composes music. Confectioner. A confectioner is a person who makes and sells cakes, pastries and sweet things. Conjurer. A conjurer is a person who does clever and difficult tricks. Correspondent. A correspondent is a person who writes articles and reports for newspapers. Curator. A curator is a person who takes charge of a museum or an art gallery. Decorator. A decorator is a person who decorates houses. Dentist. A dentist is a person who attends to people's teeth. Detective. A detective is a person who finds out about criminals and catches them. Draper. A draper is a person who deals with cloths, curtains, etc. Draftsman. A draftsman is a person who draws plans of buildings. Dresser. A dresser is a person who helps a surgeon to dress wounds in a hospital. Drover. A drover is a person who drives sheep, cattle, etc. to the market. Editor. An editor is a person who edits a book, magazine, or newspaper. Electrician. An electrician is a person who repairs electrical appliances. Engineer. An engineer is a person who plans and builds roads, bridges, machines, etc. Explorer. An explorer is a person who travels to little-known lands to learn more about them. Firefighter. A firefighter is a person whose job is to extinguish fire. Farmer. A farmer is a person who engaged in agriculture, raising living organisms for food or raw materials. Fishmonger. A fishmonger is a person who sells fish. Fruiterer. A fruiterer is a person who sells fruits. Florist. A florist is a person who sells flowers. Gamekeeper. A gamekeeper is a person who breeds and protects wild animals. Geologist. A geologist is a person who studies rocks and soils. Glazier. A glazier is a person who fits glass into window frames, picture frames, etc. Goldsmith. A goldsmith is a person who makes and sells things made of gold. Greengrocer. A greengrocer is a person who sells vegetables and fruit. Grocer. A grocer is a person who sells household things like flour, coffee, sugar, etc. Groom. A groom is a person who takes care of horses. Hairdresser. A hairdresser is a person who cuts and sets the hair of women. Hawker. A hawker is a person who sells goods in the street. Herbalist. A herbalist is a person who grows, sells, or specializes in herbs for medical use. Historian. A historian is a person who studies or writes about history. Inventor. An inventor is a person who invents new things.